Can we get the transporter with the pop top open to an ambient temperature in sub-zero conditions? That is the question. And then what happens to the temperature inside the van when we put a thermal wrap on the pop top? Are they worth the money, and are they worth the effort of putting them on? Because I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit of an arse. So first part of the test, shoes off because I'm just treading in loads of snow, is to drop the pop top and see if we can get it to a lovely cozy temperature in here. Gonna give myself the best chance I can, so I'm gonna wrap the windscreen as well. It's exactly the same material. You guys have seen these on my channel when I was trying to combat the sun and the heat and the difference that magnifying glass of the sun and the windscreen, what that can do to a van. Well, since I've had a snorkel fitted, I've got myself back to custom camping, so now, hopefully available on the website, if you listen to me at all, will be the option for a Bravo snorkel, and it comes in 2 pieces. So instead of one complete wraparound, you get the passenger side and windscreen, and then a tab that goes through under the snorkel, and you fit this bit on separately. Wicked. Let's go take a look, see what temperature we're dealing with inside. Let's get in and shut the door nice and quick. Oh. It's 20 degrees at my kitchen area. The one I think we're going to use as a measure is this one up here. Get focused, get focused. You'll have to take my word for it. It's also 20 degrees at the stat up there, which is where I'm going to test it, because we can feel it always being nice and warm in here because the diesel heater is currently under the seat. So here is the prime place. I can already feel my cheeks getting redder. Can we stay nice and warm up there? That's the point, and that's why that stat is reachable from that location, but it's also the best place I feel to have it, because if the stat was in here, it's going to turn off long before your pop top is nice and warm. So we're at 20 degrees. I'm going to open the pop top and see what happens. I would usually go outside, set the camera up and see the pop top go up and stuff like that, but I want to limit how many times I open the door because I don't want all of the hot air to escape us. So you're just going to have to tend with me. I'm going to have to open it a tiny bit just so that what I'm going to do is give that an hour to see if the temperature remains or in fact does start to drop away. I'd imagine it will drop to begin with because I can already feel that it is cooler. I'd imagine it will drop to begin with and then maybe start to claw back as the heat starts to kind of fill that area, or will it just totally disappear through the pop top? I don't know. Only 10 minutes into the what happens when the pop top is open test, that's the scientific term. Feeling a bit cooler, 18 degrees at that stat. And while I was sat there talking about this other little item, I could feel up here the cold. I can basically, because this is a tent, obviously. So up here, again, this has only been up there a few seconds. They take a while to adjust these. So that's saying 16.9. I'm going to leave that stat up there in that location. It is 2017. Let's come back at 9:15 and see what the temperature is inside here. And then I need extra kudos because at 9:30 at night in -7, I got to fart around with the pop top cover. I didn't quite think that through. I think it's about 9:25. It is 9:25. Let's take a look. Hopefully it should feel warm. I mean, it will feel warmer than being outside. That light died the second I walked in, which is quite strange. So, right, we have news to report. Can you see that? Can you dig it? That stat at the front says we're at 16 degrees. So that's -4 degrees in the last hour, even though that heater is on full, chugging away. But looky over here, by the canvas in the corner here, it's 11.8. And I can genuinely feel that as a bit of a cold spot. I'm kind of ad hoc here, but part of me is suggesting that this area is retaining a bit of heat, potentially because of the windscreen cover. It feels, straight away it feels better here than it does up there. But that heater is working overtime. I totally forgot that I've got one of these little things. Check this out. So the difference between an area like that, 13.5 degrees, to an area like the canvas, which is 3.4. Check this corner out, because that feels terrible in there. Oh, look at that on the joint. That's where it feels the coldest. That's down to 1 degree there. It's not too dissimilar to glass. And you felt glass on an evening like now. It's freezing to touch. Next thing to do, set up the POPTOP wrap. May or may not be able to film that, but what I will do, if I'm feeling generous, is show you in tomorrow's light how to put that on, which means taking it off to put it back on to take it off. We'll see how I feel. Schoolboy error. I left my POPTOP wrap just sat there waiting to be... Oh, it's freezing. Yeah. I may have said this already if that bit of footage did in fact stay in the video. It's not my favourite thing to put on, if I'm totally truthful with you. Once you've done it a couple of times, it gets easier. The point there, where that front panel meets the side, that right angle, on your cover, you've got a fiberglass rod inside there, so that's actually quite stiff. That's your starting point. Now, if you've got yourself a tyre table, feel free to put your foot on it if you've installed it correctly. But what I do is I start by... Stop what you're doing. It's 12:53 now. All I've done is thrown the POPTOP over one side. Better check the time. 12:54. Let's actually see how long it does genuinely take. And I'm filming, so I'm going to try to move the camera a couple of times and things like that. You are going to want a little hop up. There's no doubt about it. We're aiming for that rod to be on that corner. The straps and the clips will try to get caught on absolutely everything, no matter how hard you try. So try and feed them through first. Pull that to there. Like I say, that clip will get caught on there. It kind of overlaps itself. Goes to there, and then that overlaps. And all you do with that strap there, it's the worst camera angles I've ever offered you guys. But that's it. You get two of them, you clip them on, you tighten them up, you go round and you double check everything is in place. So that probably wants a bit of fettling, like that. We do look a bit baggy on the front. That's because I'm trying to do 50 things at once. And then what I would nominally do, is tighten that back up. What I found with this is it's better, I find, to tighten it a bit and then grab it and try to click it in like that. 12:58. It was 12:54. That was 4 minutes. That's the worst camera kind of bizzo that you'll see on this channel. It is a bit of an arse to put on, I'm not gonna lie. But already, considering I've not seen that for about 8 months, I already remember the knack of doing it, and I will show you that tomorrow because it is worth seeing. Obviously it's -5, it's pitch black, -6 now in fact. Come and take a look. Now, get these in any kind of design, get them in plain, get them in stock colours, get them in stock logos and stuff like that. The UAO, the UAO, the UAO. Now, I chose the exact location because I didn't quite know how it would work out. I got the angle of the windscreen one not quite right. How cool would it be if it was bang, 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 like that? Subtle in black. You can use these for an insulation wrap in the summer to prevent the sun from coming in. I personally don't think you're ever bothered with that because you can always open your pop top. Mine's a scenic, so I could basically have no canvas whatsoever. They will do a job, but are you going to bother farting around with putting that on because it's really, really nice outside? I don't know. The windscreen wrap, 100%, because to stop the light coming through of an evening and a morning, and the heat that is generated through the windscreen, check this video out, the heat that is generated through the windscreen is just too much, it's unbearable. In the summer, inside the van, I believe was 30 degrees. I was literally parked over there in the sun, 30 degrees, put the windscreen wrap on, and we dropped down to 20 degrees. Similar kind of test, but in reverse for the sun. Worth its weight in gold. UAO10, you get 10% off. Starting to sound like it's sponsored. Not spoken to these guys in a year. I've been waiting for this cold weather. I don't need to do this. I just wanted to see what kind of effects the windscreen wrap have. UAO10. Like I say, I've got that code now bouncing around absolutely everywhere. It's worth always trying it at anyone's checkout because diesel heaters, UAO10 from Autoterm. Transport HQ, UAO5 or UAO LPS. I'm reminding you of these. Maybe I'll put a link below because if you're shopping, if you've just bought a van and you've got all these things to buy, you could save a hell of a lot of money. UAO5 on wheels and tyres gets you about 95 quid off. That's not to be sniffed at. Look at me, red beard. Oh, it's warm in here. I don't know if it's just because it's cold out there. Well, I'm not even making this up, but it's already 13 degrees. That could be because I held it earlier. You know what your body temperature heats stuff up like. But it's starting to feel nice. It will obviously cancel a bit of the noise out and stuff like that. It makes it feel a lot more dense and substantial. It's less see-through because this is the thin, lightweight canvas, by the way. Great for those summer nights, not so good in the winter. Let's check it out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chill out and kick back and see what 1 hour pop top cover on, diesel heater running flat out. We are officially on our final descent to the van for the evening. So you know what that means, don't you? Come here. Of course Gilly the Fur's got to come with us. Come on, Gilgs. Right, got to make this quick, lad. Ready, steady, go! Oh, me thermometer. Give me a second, my thermometer just hit the deck. I've just been in a lovely hot bath and stuff like that, so give me 2. Welcome back. Sorry, room stat hit the deck as I opened the door. Forgot that I hadn't put covers down for the dog. He's already asleep, and I promise you, I've been in this van about 4 minutes. This is the second take that I've done of this because I was getting tongue-tied and things like that. Apart from that, immediately he's asleep. Room stat 18.9 here at this part of the van. Hot air is blowing this way, encouraging heat to be in this side of the van. I appreciate that, but it's 19 degrees there and 17 degrees there. Probably thinking that it's not been that much of a difference. It's only gone up 1 degree, but don't forget, it was going down before. It was slowly declining. Heat was dispersing through the pop top itself. That now, potentially, because it's increased some, I mean, we're almost 19 over here, we potentially, as time goes on, even though it's actually getting colder outside, the temperature may rise as it's actually being retained inside this area. So the only thing left to do now is obviously spend a bit of time in the van. I'm going to kick back, watch my favourite YouTubers, which at the moment, just so you know, is the Story Till Now. I love his stuff, his drone stuff, his storytelling, absolutely perfect. Sat there winding the dog up with my camera, totally forgot. Now then, we are still blue because it's comparing it to hotter surfaces. Whatever's colder is going to show up lighter. That's how it works. I can't remember exactly what the figure was before. I want to say 4. Was it 4? And then when I pointed the camera at the joint of the pop top, did it go down to 1 before? 7 degrees. So that is 6 degrees better than it was before. But look how red the areas are. The corners are obviously blue for some reason. Don't know if that's the construction of the pop top itself, pop's top cover. But look at this. Windscreen cover doing its job. Window, boo. Just hit 18 degrees. We're on about 11 o'clock. By the time I fitted the pop top cover, what we were at, 9:30? So that's an hour and a half. Gained 2 degrees. And remember, the pop top was frosty in itself. Don't know if that makes a difference, but we are absolutely winning. Come on. Come on. Just about to shut off. 19.4 at that point of the van, so here 20 degrees in that area there. I've set the thermostat on the diesel heater for 22 degrees. 22 is the golden number, I've learned, because it will cut off at 22 degrees, but it probably won't cut back in until 20, because there's that 2 degree set point. By then you're actually starting to lose temperature, then you want to go back up. I've set it for 20 before, and there's areas in the night or times in the night where it's a little bit chilly. 22 in my van is the golden number. Good morning, sports fans. It is 6:41. Trying to get it in focus, and the weatherman suggests that it's actually -8. You can usually trust what the weatherman says it is right now. That's usually correct. What they say it may be tomorrow is where the lines get a little bit blurry. But we are 19.5 inside the van, -8 outside, 19.5 inside with a pop top open. Dog's bottom. Love him, my little hot water bottle, he's so lovely. I mentioned it last night, this would keep you cool, I've proved that before, but I don't think you would deal with the hag of putting it up, which was 4 minutes by the way, just to keep cool. I think you'd just open windows, you'd open doors, you'd put a fan on. You would definitely use this to keep warm. If you're a family or you're putting your kid up there, there's a couple of things you have to do as a parent, and food and warmth, that's 2 of them. You're going to want your little one to be warm, and that does that. Last night, -8 degrees, and it was 19 degrees, thanks to the diesel heater from Autoterm, by the way. That plugged away all night. You can stay warm in a pop top in sub-zero conditions. Thanks once again. Please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you next Tuesday.